Come on now.
God got me now.
Come on now.
And see, a lot of us still doing the same thing. Then we come into church.
Yeah.
See, because we believers of Christ.
Yeah.
So as believers, we supposed to bring people to Christ.
Yeah.
So it's the same. It's the same difference. When I was in the world, people would tell me, "Hey man, come check out the club or come here." And when I come, it's not what they say it is. So when we come to ask people to come to Christ, when people came first and asked me to come, as I'm coming, I said, "This ain't what I like." Not because it wasn't where I was going. It's because that the people was fake. They were saying who they was. So as a Christian, as a believer, who are you when you people not watching?
Come on now.
What are you doing behind closed doors? Because God sees that. And so my thing is that when you try to come and get people to come to Christ, and if you're not who you say you are, then they can stay in the world and keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
So my thing is that I don't understand, and maybe somebody can help me. I don't understand why the church is conforming to the world and the world's not conforming to the church.
Yeah.
See, because the Christians now, even with these titles, they justifying and they changing the word. This is the word. This is what we're living on, right? They changing this word to justify how they want to live.
Yeah.
But instead of reading this, and see, when I first did it, I was like, if this was Christian, I don't want to do this. This ain't how I want to live. And so I had to come and read myself.
Yeah.
So when you read this word, it tells you the truth. So in 2 Corinthians 6:14 it says, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion has light with darkness? Who do you associate with?
Come on now.
What websites are you on?
Come on now. Come on, bring them.
When you're in your house, what are you doing?
You right about that.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
And then we go down to 17. It says, wherefrom come out from among them, be ye separated, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, I will receive you. See what happened to the helmet of salvation?
Come on now.
What happened to your eye gates? Protecting your ear gates. What are we watching? What are we feeding ourselves? We feeding ourselves stuff that's not of God.
Yeah.
God is kind, loving heart. And we not feeding ourselves that. And then we go over here, and then I'm going to try to get my scriptures out the way before I go. And then I'm going to go to Romans 12. I beg you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto God with your responsible service. Step 2, and be ye not conformed to this world, but ye transformed by renewing of your mind. How are we renewing our mind? See, I'm going somewhere.
Come on. Okay.
How are we gonna renew our mind? I'm in a what would we call it? I'm in a battle now with different people, and they got titles, and I'm in a battle with them because, and I know a lot of y'all. I hope y'all got your steel toes on when I say this.
Well, come on.
See, a lot of y'all on Wednesday night Bible study used to be packed.
Yeah.
But guess what's on Bible study now? Empire.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but it's great. The rage is blown out the sea. And they ask me, why am I against Empire? I'm not against it. I mean, because when they'll try to say, what's the difference between Empire and going to watch an action-packed movie, or because it's a movie and we know it's fiction. When you go to the movies, when movies come out, most of the movies are fiction. We know that they're not shooting Bruce Lee, kicking 5 people. We know that's fiction. But when you watch an Empire, this is reality. This is what's happening today. This is what we feed in our minds. So how are we putting this stuff in our minds? Well, you show me something positive that's coming out of this movie, out of this show.
You're right.
Everything in here is, hold on, let's go over here. It says Romans 1:29, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, greed, spiteful, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, evil influence, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despite, proud, boasters, investors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding covenant breakers, without natural affection, all of this. What are we getting out of that?
Yeah.
So where I'm trying to go is, if we're trying to bring people to Christ, and if we have a title, are we supposed to be believers? Because when you receive the Lord, He gives you a clean heart.
Yes.
And so the things that you used to like to do, you don't like to do no more.
Come on now.
So you wouldn't even be interested in filling your mind with these things of the world.
Yes.
And then they'll say, well, you got to be a balance. Yeah, I understand a balance. A balance is because being a Christian, we still have fun. That's what balance comes in. When we go skate, when we go to each other's house, we don't have to always have church fellowship. It's other things we can do to balance.
Yeah.
But while you filling your head with evilness
Right.
and things that our children, what are we doing for our children? This is the stuff that we watching. Our children say, well, mama and dad is this and that, but when they come home, we watching Empire, and we all talking about cooking and all this kind of stuff. I just don't see it. So, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Okay, then right here, where we at? And let me see where we at. Y'all bear with me.
Take your time.
Most of the time, God will move you, you don't even use your notes. He'll move you, you don't even use your notes. But my time is almost up. So my thing is that a lot of times, I'm going to go here. A lot of times, we'll wonder why people do what they do. But if you ever remember in 1 Corinthians 13:11, Paul said, when I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, and when I became a man, I put away child's things. But he never put an age on it.
Yeah.
He never did say when I turned 21. He didn't say when I turned 24. He just said when I became a man. So a lot of times when we see people acting like a kid, that's because they haven't been matured yet.
Come on now.
They haven't matured. So it's not he never said an age. He just said when I became a man. So that's some of the reason why that when we see people acting like they act and have the mind frame that they have, that's the reason. Because they haven't matured yet in their mind. So I appreciate y'all. That's my time. And I thank y'all for having me out. I'm hoping that something I said, y'all can take home and marinate on it for the ones who's watching Empire. So I want to thank y'all for having me.